Here's a fact that's going to mess with your head. Neuroscientists have discovered that by age 7, your brain has already formed 90% of the neural pathways that will determine how you see yourself for the rest of your life. 90% by 7 years old, which means that voice in your head telling you you're not good enough. It's not even your voice. It's the voice of a 7-year-old who was just trying to figure out how to survive in a world that felt too big and too scary. But here's what's really twisted. That 7-year-old is still running the show. You know that feeling when you look in the mirror and just don't like what you see? Not just physically, the whole thing. The person staring back at you. And it's not even about specific things you've done wrong. It's deeper than that. It's like there's this constant background noise in your head telling you that you're fundamentally not enough. But if someone asked you why you feel this way, you probably couldn't give them a real answer. You'd mumble something about being lazy or making bad choices, but that's not really it, is it? Because I'm about to tell you something that's going to make you uncomfortable. The reason you hate yourself isn't because of anything you've done. It's because of something that was done to you. And you probably don't even remember it happening. Let me paint you a picture. You're 7 years old. You're excited about something, maybe a drawing you made, or a story you want to tell, or just the fact that you figured out how to tie your shoes. You run to show someone, a parent, a teacher, whoever, and they're busy, or stressed, or just having a bad day. So instead of matching your excitement, they give you that look. You know the one. The not now look. The you're being too much look. And in that moment, your little brain makes a decision. It decides that your excitement, your enthusiasm, your natural way of being is wrong, too much, annoying. Here's what's really messed up. Children's brains are literally designed to prioritize survival over truth. So when a 7-year-old experiences rejection, their brain doesn't think, this adult is having a bad day. It thinks, I must be doing something wrong. And that conclusion gets hardwired into your neural pathways like concrete. Scientists call this implicit memory. Memories that shape your behavior without you even realizing they exist. You don't remember the specific moment, but your brain remembers the lesson. Who I naturally am is not acceptable. So you learn to turn it down, to be smaller, to need less, to want less, to be less. But here's what nobody tells you about that moment. It doesn't just teach you to be quieter, it teaches you that there's something fundamentally wrong with who you are. And that lesson? It sticks. For decades. Fast forward to now. You're an adult, but that 7-year-old is still in there, still convinced that who they naturally are is somehow wrong. Too much, not enough. Both at the same time, which is a special kind of psychological torture. So you spend your life trying to be someone else, someone more acceptable, someone who doesn't need too much or want too much or feel too much. But here's the thing about trying to be someone else. It's exhausting. It's like wearing a costume that doesn't fit every single day, while the real you is trapped underneath, suffocating. And the worst part? You don't even realize you're doing it. You think this is just how you are. You think everyone feels this constant low-level disgust with themselves. But it's not normal, it's learned. And what's learned can be unlearned. Here's what actually happened to you. Somewhere along the way, you internalized other people's limitations as your own truth. Someone else's bad day became your core belief about yourself. Someone else's inability to handle your energy became your decision that your energy was wrong. You took on shame that was never yours to carry. And now, you're walking around with this invisible backpack full of other people's stuff, wondering why you feel so heavy all the time. But here's where it gets really interesting. Researchers have found that people who hate themselves often have what they call emotional perfectionism, the belief that they should never feel negative emotions. So, not only do you hate yourself, but you hate yourself for hating yourself. It's like emotional inception. You think you're broken because you feel sad sometimes. You think you're weak because you get anxious. You think you're selfish because you have needs. But here's a shocking fact. The human brain is literally designed to experience the full spectrum of emotions. Trying to only feel positive emotions is like trying to only breathe in and never breathe out. It doesn't work, and it'll kill you if you try. Yet somehow, we've created a culture where having normal human emotions is seen as a character flaw. And here's the really twisted part. The thing you hate about yourself? It's probably the thing that makes you most human, most real, most you. That sensitivity you think is weakness. Research shows that highly sensitive people are more creative, more empathetic, and better at detecting subtle changes in their environment. It's literally a survival advantage. That intensity you think is too much? Studies have found that people with high emotional intensity are more likely to experience deep joy, profound love, and meaningful connections. That need for meaning you think is naive? Psychologists have discovered that people who seek meaning in life are happier, healthier, and live longer than people who just seek pleasure. The parts of you that you've learned to hate are often the parts of you that are most alive. But we live in a world that's really good at convincing people to hate their aliveness, to tone it down, to be more manageable, more convenient, more dead. And then we wonder why everyone feels so empty. Here's something that's going to blow your mind. There's actually a term in psychology called post-traumatic growth. It's when people don't just recover from difficult experiences, they actually become stronger, wiser, and more compassionate because of them. But here's the catch. Post-traumatic growth only happens when people stop seeing themselves as victims of their experiences and start seeing themselves as survivors who learned something valuable. The same experiences that break some people make other people unbreakable. The difference isn't what happened to them, it's how they choose to interpret what happened to them. So, here's what I want you to try. Just for a week. Stop trying to be the person you think you should be. Stop monitoring yourself constantly. Stop editing your thoughts before you think them. Just be. Messily, imperfectly, authentically. See what happens when you stop hating the parts of yourself that are inconvenient for other people. Because here's the thing about self-hatred. It's not actually about you. It's about everyone else's discomfort with who you are. And you've been carrying their discomfort as if it's your responsibility. But it's not. You don't exist to make other people comfortable. You exist to be you, fully, unapologetically, even if that makes some people uncomfortable, especially if it makes some people uncomfortable. The people who matter will love you for who you actually are. The people who don't, well, they were never really your people anyway. And that voice in your head that tells you you're not enough, it's not your voice, it never was. It's an echo of everyone who was too small to handle how big you actually are. But you don't have to listen to echoes. You can choose to listen to your own voice instead. If this hit you somewhere deep, hit subscribe. I make videos that help you remember who you were before the world told you who to be. Until next time, remember, the thing you hate most about yourself might be the thing the world needs most from you.